He was outside the window. I'm a 22-year-old college student, just a few weeks away from finishing my bachelor's degree in theater arts. My final credit isn't some big paper or final project, just a few more hours helping in our costume shop. I've always liked working there. It's quiet, creative, and familiar. I know my way around a sewing machine, and most of the garments feel like friends I've helped shape. That Saturday started late. I'd stayed up the night before watching movies and eating junk, the usual end of semester routine. I slept through my alarms and woke up groggy just past noon. I quickly threw on jeans, a hoodie, and sneakers, grabbed my bag, and headed across campus. I wanted to get as many hours in as I could before the costume director locked up for the day. It was warm outside, low 60s, spring air, and I remember the sun was trying to break through patchy gray clouds. When I got close to the theater building, I noticed someone standing near the main entrance. That entrance is kind of dramatic, built in the 1940s with a fake Grecian vibe, stone pillars, three big glass doors, a wide staircase leading up to it. I usually go in through the side, but I took the front path that day. The guy caught my attention immediately. He was leaning against the stone railing near the stairs. Maybe early 20s, like me. Kind of lanky. He wore a dark parka, one of those bulky ones with a fur-lined hood, and heavy boots that looked more suited for a snowstorm than a spring day. His jeans were torn, and his hair looked greasy. Not wild-eyed or yelling, just standing. Still, what stood out the most, though, was that I didn't recognize him. On our campus, which is pretty small, you get to know almost every face. Even if you don't know someone's name, you recognize them from class, the dining hall, a club. But this guy? Nothing. I'd never seen him before. We made eye contact. I gave him a polite smile and a nod, just reflex. He didn't respond. He just stared. His expression didn't change. He didn't smile back. His eyes followed me as I climbed the stairs and entered the building. That gave me a strange feeling in my stomach, but I shrugged it off. College campuses attract all kinds of people. I walked through the hall, down the stairs to the costume shop. One of my classmates was already there. She noticed something was off and asked if I was okay. I told her about the guy outside. She laughed, said maybe he was from the music department or someone's cousin. We joked about it, but she went upstairs to check anyway. He was gone when she came back. I worked with her for a few hours. We listened to a podcast, stitched ridiculous costume pieces. One involved attaching half a plastic beach ball to a bikini top, don't ask, and talked about graduation. Around 4:30, she packed up and left. I stayed. I had brought my laptop to work on a project during breaks, and I wanted to finish adjusting a few blouses before dress rehearsals started on Monday. By 5:30, the shop was silent except for the hum of overhead lights and the soft scrape of my scissors. I had taken my headphones off. Something about being alone in a big space makes you want to listen to the room itself. Let me explain the layout a bit. The costume shop is in the basement, tucked away behind the theater's black box stage. It's a big rectangular room, a bit cluttered. Tables in the middle, mannequins lining the walls, fabric bolts leaning in corners. There are two main ways in, one through a backstage hallway, the other through a corridor that connects to the auditorium and, eventually, to a weird fenced courtyard. There's a heavy door on the far wall of the shop that leads to that courtyard. It's always locked from the outside. There's a window in the door, but it's usually just dark behind it. That courtyard isn't really a courtyard. It's more like a utility cage, concrete ground, chain link fence maybe 15 feet high, enclosing vents, pipes, and heating equipment. The costume director once told us not to go out there because the door locks behind you, and unless someone's inside to open it, you're stuck. Anyway, that I was sitting directly across from that door, stitching snaps onto the back of a blouse. I was just getting into a rhythm when I heard a soft, rattling noise, metal on metal. I flinched and accidentally dropped my needle. It dangled from the thread, just out of reach. I leaned forward to pick it up, muttering to myself. When I looked up again, the window and the door wasn't empty anymore. There was a man standing behind it. I shifted in my seat to see better, leaning past one of the dress forms that blocked part of my view. It was the same guy from earlier. The parka, the boots, the blank face. He was right there, on the other side of the glass, staring at me. I froze. Literally didn't move. My brain short-circuited for a moment, trying to make sense of it. How did he get back there? The only way into that courtyard is over the fence or through that door, and it was definitely locked. Then he jiggled the handle. I didn't breathe. He tried again. I slowly leaned back. My phone was on the table. I slid my hand toward it, trying not to break eye contact. He didn't blink. He didn't move. Then he started pounding on the door. I jumped to my feet and backed away, heart pounding. My first thought wasn't to run. Stupid, I know. It was to lock the hallway door behind me. I turned left, grabbed the knob, and twisted it shut. It clicked. I turned around just in time to see him still banging. Louder, sharper. I ducked into the fabric storage room and shut the door behind me. I called campus security with shaking hands. I don't even remember what I said, just that I was alone in the shop and someone was trying to get in. I stayed hidden until they arrived. Less than 5 minutes, maybe. When they got there, he was gone. I walked them out to the courtyard. The fence was undisturbed. No footprints. No sign of him. Just silence and the smell of warm machinery. They escorted me back to my dorm. I didn't sleep much that night. A police officer came later to take my statement, but with no name, no clear crime, there wasn't much they could do. I never saw him again. But even now, sometimes, when I pass that door in the basement, I glance at the window, just to be sure. Tio, the man in the parka. Whatever you wanted, I hope you never come back.